Hi, I'm Melanie from Nova Scotia, Canada, and this is Adventures in Groceryland. For anyone who has been following my channel or watched any of my videos, you would know that I am a longtime Epicure lover. Epicure is a Canadian company, or it used to be, out of British Columbia that ethically sourced, high quality ingredients. Every product they made was gluten-free. They were either no sodium or low sodium. So some people don't like Epicure because they find it's tasteless. They're used to having a high quantity of sodium in their meals, but that never bothered me. Anyways, long story short, we heard yesterday that Epicure closed their doors very unexpectedly. We heard there's some financial troubles. I'm an ambassador. This is the least of my worries. I do have a couple outstanding orders, but I'll be able to rectify those with the clients if those outstanding orders haven't shipped. But what I'm really sad about is, personally, I've been using the products for 20 years, and this is devastating to me. I have, of course, favorites. Our family has favorites. I just cook with the spice blends a lot. I make dips a lot. I use the meal solutions. I just use it a lot. So as an ambassador, I do carry a small quantity of stock, mostly items that I would indeed use myself, but there's a few things that I carry that customers liked that wasn't to my taste in particular, because just because you love a company doesn't mean you like every single food item that they carry. Everybody's tastes vary wildly, dramatically. But what I am doing right now is trying to make some trades with some other local consultants out of my stock that I won't consume myself, perhaps items that they like, and in exchange get items back that are to our taste and our family's taste. So before I would ever try to sell stock, like make posts or actively try to sell it, I want to see if I can source some trades from other local consultants first. That's my first priority. So we're on a little road trip. We've got some stops to make today. In between that, of course, I'm just going to get my regular groceries. So like doing this all in one big shebang. But I'm really sad. Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm incredibly sad. And I've read the letter that was sent out to consultants. It says there was financial difficulties and they simply weren't able to recover after the pandemic. And this is probably going to ruffle a lot of feathers, but I say that's a bunch of baloney, because the entire time the pandemic was happening, this is a ship to your door. So contactless delivery of food items. They had record sales the entire pandemic. Every quarter they are reporting record sales. So what that says to me is that there was some mismanagement at the very highest level, probably lots of executives with big fancy titles, but also big fancy salaries to go with it. And unfortunately, I guess the company just couldn't sustain. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but a food company that generates the kind of revenue that they do, the only way that they would be in financial difficulty is if their expenses far exceeded their revenue. I mean, that's basic. That's basic accounting. Yeah. So just a real sad day for me. Like, I just keep mulling it over in my mind. I see lots of posts on social media. I have made or become friends with other consultants in the area. Everybody is just as shocked as me because we had zero idea. I mean, there were promotions being advertised right up until the day before this happened. So we're just kind of trying to recover. I've never sold Epicure because it was a side income for me. Yes, there was a very small portion of side income for me, but I turned that around and used that to rebuy my own products from Epicure. I'm just devastated as a consumer, I guess. Bottom line is a consumer. So let's go see what we can pick up that might flush out my own personal Epicure supplies and let them last a little bit longer. First stop was not a trade. First stop was a purchase off of Marketplace. I purchased 2 ooey gooey queso, a favorite of ours, homestyle chicken stew, another favorite of ours, and Alfredo, another favorite of ours. It just was very random, like three favorites all together, and they sold these for $10. So I was happy to pay 10. It was a great deal, and especially now that I'm not going to be able to get them anymore, very happy to do so. I am still out and about on my journey, but I've been, of course, in between my errands, reading some posts, and I actually feel a little more hopeful today than I did, or hopeful now than I did earlier today. There is a possibility when a company goes bankrupt that the trustee company sells the original business and somebody else purchases it and carries on, managing it perhaps in a different way than what it was managed before. I have heard that several other companies that I'm familiar with, that this is what happened. There was a restructuring and things were able to carry on. So I am really, really hoping that that is what happens with Epicure. I'm really having a hard time wrapping my mind around the fact that a company that I have so enjoyed supporting them and using their products over the years, that it's just gone in an instant. That's what it feels like, gone in an instant. So I'm really hoping that there is still a possible future for Epicure. My second stop was to pick up some more ooey gooey queso, some roasted garlic and Parmesan, and I'm actually extremely fortunate to grab this. This was a discontinued item that I actually love, and a jar of bruschetta seasoning. I didn't do a trade for this. I purchased this. I just wanted these items. These were $20, and I'm just going to put them in to my supplies, merge them in with my own personal supplies. These are a trade with another consultant. I'm trading a jar of marinara for a jar of Montreal steak, second jar of marinara for 2 honey garlic meatballs, smoked paprika, and this is an open jar that I used to garnish some deviled eggs. She knows that and she's okay with that. We are going to trade this, I think, for mac and cheese, 2 shepherd's pie for 2 cha-cha chili, and a pulled chicken for a Philly cheesesteak. I'm happy with those trades, and so is she. It's next day. I still don't really have any official information, or anything has changed from what I knew before, except I have heard one rumor. This is a rumor. I have heard that 2 home office staff have been retained to fulfill orders that were already pre-processed. This is simply a rumor. I don't know if it is true or not. I hope it's true. I'm really hoping that I am going to hear from one of the bankruptcy or insolvency trustees, that they are going to tell us what next steps are, and that I am going to be able to continue a relationship with Epicure, whether it's simply as a consumer or whether I continue as an ambassador. I guess will depend on how things change moving forward, what they decide, how they decide to carry on. And I really hope they do carry on. Anyways, still very saddened about the whole thing, but I now have a little more hope than what I did before. So I just need to hold on to that hope